Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, or good night. This is Julie with J for Freedom. I'd like to thank the Lord and give him credit for blessing me with these words that go out to the nations and kingdoms of the earth. To root out and pull down, destroy and throw down, or to build and to plant. There's a break from school this week, so the girls are here, and yeah, it's better to do this when there's a bit of light out the window. As y'all saw with the last video, so the Lord told me a while back, chin up. He tells me that from time to time, like literally. So that was something I had to work on the past 2 years. But so he's talking about my head. Letting it drop down a little bit sometimes. Yeah, dog. So it's sagging a little bit at times, ain't it, man? And that all 'cause baby girl like freaking out on me again, boys. If things was to like zoom forward at this, man, and can't, dog. Yeah, man, so I mean shove his, well, countenance into gear at this time, man. When she got like an ogre breathing down her neck, folks. Die, chick. When you gon' die, my love? And let me enjoy all this, well, satanic prosperity, dog, that he think getting all messed up 'cause of, well, her dude. And he just about right, folks. So she done for a moment, dude, telling you about all his little movements around that. But he were there, dear ones, banging out notes on his, well, piano this time, folks. And baby girl for sure loved hearing. Well, a trademark to him, man, even if she can't get close to his. The Lord pointed at me. Still, dog, she's still obeying my. Therefore we, given her a few, well, accolades, man, for saying no to her own. The Lord sighed. Yeah, dog, so that flesh thingy kinda killin' you sometimes, ain't it, man? That you gotta say no to your own, well, urges, bro. Which, fine, bro. You doing real fine with all this. Yeah, bro, so we callin' it rigmarole for now, bub, to encourage our little chickadee that. Not chick, that not a word you like to use, mum. If you'd care to remember it for me, mum. That you, like, ain't got no friends in the past for a reason, bub. And that all 'cause she don't know how to talk to, well, folks, man, to put it bluntly. And she know it deep down, sis, that if she had to make all this up herself, mum, she'd be, well, laughed off the stage in a heartbeat, bro. Which just about happened back in. But do-overs, man, of a little loves me much galley, man, who didn't really mean it, boys, to shove hey own into no sexualary aghast box of no. Oh, they were aghast, folks. The baby girl would say, you know what, folks, if it wasn't for his all up in my. I don't know it, Bob, if I'd be standing here today, man. 'Cause I'd be off, well, chasing men, dude. Oh, she said it, didn't she, Bob? And you, well, so you boys that stuck around for a while know it somehow deep down, don't you, man? That what baby girl were saying were true, dog. And we just about kept her from making one of the biggest mistakes of her life, dude, at that sparry thingy, dude. 'Cause the nail, man. Oh, she were about to seal the nail in the coffin in her so-called reputation and being with that one, Bob. 'Cause she just knew it, boys, that baby girl would like talk about that one, sis. If a little bee of a so-called friend didn't show up for her, well, bed that night, man. And she were just about right, sis, to assume that. Nah, Lord, ain't nobody care about me in this town, Bob. Therefore it don't make 1 ounce of a difference, bro, if I go and throw my so-called brothers and sisters in Christ online into the, well, streets of Hollywood, man. Yeah, bub, we got some actors out here online, man, who lookin' to make a sweet buck by, well, imitating you, man, if you care to believe it, Bob. And nah, dear ones, I ain't just talking to no Bob of a tip today, man, and you know it, bruh. But credibility, man, for your audience, chicken, and how it better if you don't go off on they. Yeah, man, so some things meant to like poke you, bruh, in your manly areas, dude, to get you all riled up about they. But really, bro, silence is the best way out on like most of it, dear ones. Believe it or not, chicken. And realizing it for herself finally, dog, that the best way to get and keep him off her back is to, well, shut the F up, man. And yeah, dog, so we mean about all of it, folks. 'Cause one little tiny peep from her, Meanwhile, retribution, man, in the form of payments, dog. He making payments to her cause in the spiritual realm. Folks, when you go on and accuse her of, what, chick? So you actually go and accuse me, chicken, of what I for sure did to you last for your birthday of no. And well, mostly silent about that one, folks, except for a little joke to her hubby that day, man, over a pint of, yeah, dog, she had some, man, at like 12 o'clock that day, folks, to let her start breathing easier a little, well, earlier in the afternoon, man, if you catch my. Just relax, sis. She basically never do that type of, 'cause she got like kiddos to raise or something, man. And that dog is what drive him crazy on her sometimes, man. That baby girl get to like sleep in or something, man. All 'cause a man bringing them kiddos each day to like school, bruh, after they have a glass of for breakfast, dog. Oh, she don't care 1 ounce, bro. What happened to them girlies in the morning, bruh? As long as she get her. And that dog is what woke her up on her. A little old slim and they slim session out in her. Well, Hulf, dude, 'cause baby boy for sure wanted to give her the satanic greeting that day, man. That he thinking stillily at times, bub, that she don't know is on his, well, lip stall, to put it. Oh, she seen it, man. The demonic facial expression that say, you, chick, is about to be mine for lunch, sis, if you care to go and collect your things, miss, 'cause we about to drive off too. Well, boys, so it'd be a Siberian prison in her case, man, if baby boy got to choose what he'd like to do with her. But nah, man, ain't a lawbreaker, man, although she punched that. A glancing blow, man, and that all 'cause I let, like, baby girl miss her mark that day, mum. I know, dog. God's in the sky, oh mum, who liken to help out I chickens in like practical ways sometimes, man. Therefore she about low than a half folks to say they ain't gonna be no miracles in these last. But well, enemies, dog, and how they kinda gonna be surrounding yo. For a time, miss, for a time, man. 'Cause we got like clean up duty to do on this earth, Bob. And that partially 'cause these satanic blokes is like literally taking over everything, man, including yo. Well, churches at times, man. Oh, she wasn't kiddin', dude, when she said it out loud, bruh, that she doubt they gonna stop at 1 or 2 witches or warlocks in a, when they could have like hundreds or something, man. And the Lord sighed. I know, man, sad to yo, to hear about. Well, infiltration, man, in the simplest of all. A doozy, man. It gonna be a real doozy of a time, miss, for like all true believers, hun, until I swoop in and stop all the, well, nonsense, dude, to put it plainly, man. And a new one, bruh. Oh, we speaking of an era, dog, that gonna sweep over yo world, son. It gonna sweep the world into newness in my eyes, man. And he pointed at Jesus. Oh, he gonna be the big dog in town once again, man. 'Cause baby boy only got like 3 years or something, man, where he were like truly celebrated on this earth, man, in the simplest of all. Yeah, it's just a quick side note, but I was thinking about how I've kind of kept it as secret that I'm hearing the Lord's voice in my head all the time, and realized that it's possible that Yeshua kept his thing a secret for like 30 years, because it said he was born like he was born with the Spirit in him, basically, and that's testified to the way the babies jumped in the womb when Mary and Elizabeth met each other. So I believe John and Yeshua had the Spirit in them as they grew up. So, and that the Lord's voice was really present for Yeshua during that time, but he kept it a secret till it was time to share, because then when he shared, that's what riled up, yeah, people in different ways. So anyway, just a bit of food for thought for you on that point. Okay, I don't know if I finished that sentence. Where he were like truly celebrated on this earth, man, in the simplest of all. Yeah, dog, so we like going back to the basics on this planet, man, where most men were meant to be, well, farmers, dude, in the simplest of all. Yeah, bro, so you got like That big body, man, that built for hard labor, dude, and only using it for, yeah, dog, that bedroom stuff, man, where the ladies are, well, yeah, dog, they impressed with that money stuff, folks. But not, dear ones. This life not actually meant, doll, to revolve around a few numbers and well, bank account, miss. Truly, hun, just make you worthless, eh, doll, that you ain't got as much money as your friends, girlie, who's staring retirement in the. Just hold it for me right there, Mum, 'cause this whole retirement construct is just, well, that, man, where the whole wide old world say, old chick, you just too condemned old to do a condemned thing anymore, chick. Therefore you need to go home and do some embroidery, chicken. Oh, it gonna be them, man, being that chick ain't good for nothing, folks, except doing a little embroidery and popping out a few, well, chickens, man, to put it. And stop yourself right there, miss, 'cause it exactly what I created that Eve chick to do, ma'am. Pop out a few. Right, well, dear ones. So we pop in my little honey bunny's bubble sometimes, man, on what she expect these rhema messages to be all of. And she get, well, shadowy and slippery on my A as a result, man, 'cause she been a little bit too influenced by this Viennese culture, man, where the cultured folk in town don't admit they flaws to one another, miss. And yes, Dolly, she could have been, well, several men's Dolly by now, sis, if you catch my, but well, warnin's dude, in the form of random demonic possession, bro, that pretty much killed and scared her, spiritually speaking, folks, all at the same. Therefore she came running to, well, me, ma'am, for deliverance, son, long before she began her. So it called a ministry, dude, when one hurtin' little person open theyself up to another one, dude, and say, look, boys, I ain't perfect, dude, but I sure do love yo. Therefore I'm gonna keep tellin' you all about my, well, story, hun, to keep it 100 with they. Just slivers, dude, otherwise they gon' get, well, wily on your amen. So it's best you follow this type of barely touched on the details of her, and then we off, dude, to new territory of, well, redemption, man, in the form of a God who say things to you little chickens yeah, bro, so if you resist the devil, man, then it gon' get bored as, oh, it them, man. Thinking to theyselves, yeah, boys, so if we can't get this little chicken to scream cat anymore, folks, every time we, well, ruffle her feathers, dude, then what we gon' do, man, to entertain ourselves, bruh, 'cause she going silent on AAs. For a time, man, for a little lull. 'Cause one day in heaven, bruh, she gon' be able to tell that story from A to Z, man, where a little old man in the background of a life finally gon' walk up to her and say, you chicken, I'd like to take you out for. Just wait for it, man, 'cause still, dog, we got a few kinks to work out between they, even though she killed it last time with his. Convo wise, dog. We not sayin' she were flutterin' her at his. Nah, man, she not purposeful at all that. Just well. So let's just say she really know how to stroke a man's versus crushin' it, hun, like you have a tendency to do at times, chick. If you'd care to calm down about his skill set in this life, miss, which includes catchin'. Well, darlings, so we done for now, boys, crushin' yo. Crushin', isn't it, man, to be reminded of yo. But hope, man. They still hope for yo. Otherwise we wouldn't be mentioning no, well, monkeys in the spiritual realm, folks, who like to climb on people's. Okay, and here for commentary, he said I could talk a little bit about the prayers that I pray when if there's a monkey on my back or trying to cling on, which is different from being possessed. So there's different levels, and in my view, any Christian person or a secular person as well can be touched or yelled at in the spiritual realm by these things, by these demons. But as far as possession goes, there has to be certain doors that open for that to happen. So I was thinking about it, some people can literally feel it in the spiritual realm. It feels real to you because you can feel the spiritual realm. But for some people, you will just feel like your whole mood just changes. You'll suddenly just feel really heavy, or depressed, or whatever it is you struggle with. It could be anger or something else, or lust. That could be. Um, you should probably know the difference between possession and just having that heaviness come over you, which can be them clinging on and saying stuff to you in the spiritual realm. And so those are the two things that I pray against. So first I start with praying against them touching me. So I say, in the name of Yeshua, I command you to get off. In the name of Yeshua, don't touch me. Then I usually make them stick to the wall. So I'll say, I command this thing to stick to the wall in the name of Yeshua. And I command it to be silent. And then I ask in the name of Yeshua that there be duct tape over its mouth, that it cannot speak. And I usually give it 24 hours. So I say, I pray that this thing be stuck to the wall for 24 hours, or I'll say all night and all day, because, Lord help me speak, because there are different laws in the spiritual realm. So something may have legal access in the spiritual realm to your home, depending on what it is. So I don't try sending everything into the abyss, but I do want it off of me as quick as possible, because I have enough trouble with my own thoughts, so I don't really need the extra spiritual attack. It can also happen to you that you might feel your mood changing, but you don't feel anything's like on you. That could be one of them like yelling at you. They can scream obscenities into your face, call you all kinds of things, all kinds of negative things, and they usually know where to hit home because they've studied you for much of your life, or if they talk to the demon who's studied you its life during its life. So in that case, you would just ask it to shut up, and you would say, I command anything in the spiritual realm that's speaking to me or speaking to my mind right now to be silent in the name of Yeshua. And I command it to, yeah, stop talking. You can do the duct tape thing, or command it to be chained where it's at. There's lots of different things you can tell it to do. You can ask for in the spiritual realm. Um, but as far as I know, I think the angels carry out some of that stuff, so you don't want to make it too complicated for the angels. So you can choose if you want to try something like that or not. That's up to you to try to anoint things and make it fiery and scary for the demons to come. But if you're on the struggle bus, then they pretty much have access to you, and you just have to. The Lord takes your life moment by moment, so you just decide whatever happened yesterday or a few hours ago or even an hour ago, I renounce it. I ask for forgiveness. And then you're moving into cleanness in the spiritual realm. The Lord offers that to every believer pretty much every moment of your life. Although that's a dangerous game to play when it comes to facing death and his judgment, but he's very merciful and very kind. So do you ask for that protection? He, I think, mostly will give it to you. Otherwise, he wouldn't have me telling you about this. So, yeah, I've been there. I've been there and done that. I just, the Lord wants me to just use His words to describe things and the story itself. So that's why I'm not talking too much about my story anymore, although it's there. And there's a reason that I'm talking about these things on my channel, because I can relate and understand some things. So anyway. And yeah, I don't talk about it much, but I'm also in my marriage, things have like turned to ice in a certain category. And that has been, and before that, it wasn't even. Anyway, I can still, even though it seems like some things in my life are just fine, I can still relate to some of the struggles that my audience may have. So, yeah, the Lord sees the struggle, but He doesn't always change the circumstance. um, which I think that's probably the hardest thing about Christianity. The pastor was talking about on the weekend, like, that you may feel like you need to be here in a certain place in your life, get the promotion, or make it to a certain weight, lose a certain amount of weight, or look a certain way, or get a certain thing in your life to feel successful in the Lord. And then he said, I don't know, he was kind of implying that it takes a while for the Lord to bless you, or just that those things are not as important. But he never said, I was just thinking how pissed the audience might be if he actually said it out loud, like, but you may never get the promotion. You might have to be the underdog for your whole career, even though it's unfair. And you may never lose the weight, and you may never get whatever it is you want. And yet God wants to help you just mentally be able to handle that and have peace and joy in that situation, which I feel is what kind of what the Lord's been doing to me the past couple of years. So it is a hard road to hoe, but it can be done. Anyway, that's probably not what people want to hear, but I don't think y'all are here for trinkets. So anyway, there's some things, food for thought for you today. Feel free to leave comments. Sometimes they get deleted, but you can try again if you like. And remember, God turns darkness into light. God bless.